I would like to talk to you about Islamic ethics. Ethics is one of the things we judge everybody by, whether we want to know their character and what their ethics are, because that determines what kind of a neighbor, citizen, or friend they will be. Now, it turns out Islam has a highly developed ethical system that Muslims are commanded to follow. Now, one of the most common ethical principles is the so-called Golden Rule. It has many expressions such as do unto others as you would have them do unto you, be a good neighbor. But questions come, do unto which others, and who is your neighbor? The right answer is all others are to be treated well, and all others are treated as neighbors. This is what I call a unitary ethic because it's the same ethics for all people. Now, Muslims do not have a golden rule, and they're sensitive to this lack and claim that they do so. Those who say there's no golden rule in Islam, of course, are called Islamophobes, because Islam is perfect and Kafirs know nothing about Islam. Islam is always perfect and Muslims are always the victim. Now, Muslims try to offer some proof for their having a golden rule. One of these is Quran verse 83:1. Woe unto the unjust, who when others measure for them exact in full, but when they measure for others, they defraud them. Well, this sounds like some version of a golden rule in business, but let's look at the origins of the verse. What is its context? When the Muslims moved from Mecca to Medina, the Medinans cheated them in business deals, and the Meccans complained to Muhammad. Now, the context here then is Muslims are selling to Muslims, but they don't cheat Muslims in business is not really a golden rule, because what about the Kafirs? There's more about Muslim business ethics in Bukhari, a hadith, 986-109. Muhammad said, in dealing with Muslims, one should not sell them sick animals or bad things or stolen goods. What about Kafirs? If you're dealing with them, can you sell them sick animals and bad things and stolen goods? The verse leaves that open. Bukhari 3:43-622, Muhammad said, a Muslim is a brother to another Muslim, so he should not oppress him, nor should he hand him over to an oppressor. Whoever fulfilled the needs of his brother, Allah will fulfill his needs. And whoever brought his brother out of discomfort, Allah will bring him out of discomfort. So Muslims are to practice an Islamic golden rule, that is, they're to treat each other well. Out of some 7,000 Bukhari hadith, 209 deal with the mention of brother. 96 are about blood brothers, the other 113 are simply Islamic brothers. Now, there's a beautiful lie put forth about the golden rule in Islam. It goes like this. In Muhammad's farewell sermon, he said, that which you want for yourself, seek for mankind. That's a wonderful statement of the golden rule. What's wrong with it? That's not what he said. We have that in the Sirah. What he actually said is this: treat your slaves well. Muslims are brothers to other Muslims. Your wives are your prisoners and beat them if they disobey you. This is a total deception. But why do they do this deception? Well, guess what? There's a hadith for that as well. Bukhari 5:59-360, Muhammad. Who's willing to kill Ashraf, who has hurt Allah and his apostle? Thereupon Maslama got up and said, O Allah's apostle, would you like it that I kill him? Then allow me to say a false thing to deceive him. And Muhammad said, you may say it. So Maslama deceived Ka'b and killed him. What's the ethical principle here? What advances Islam is good. What advances Islam is good. The only universal about humanity in Islam is that all of the humanity has to submit to Islam. So this is ethical dualism. One set of rules for the Muslims, another set of rules for the Kafirs. And Muhammad was a bad neighbor. Remember, one of the golden rule expressions is, be a good neighbor. Why do I call him a bad neighbor? Because in the Sirah, it is clearly laid out that he attacked each and every neighbor. Now, at first, he was charming and warm, but as time went on, the pressure to submit to Islam became violent. Now, why do Muslims create a false references to the golden rule? Well, it sounds bad if you don't have one. But in a world of Kafir and Muslim, the Kafir is hated. Why do our religious, political, and intellectuals so easily fooled by the ethics of Islam? They refuse to learn anything about Islam because they are afraid. Our leaders are professionally ignorant. They work at not knowing because they're afraid. And what are they afraid of? Well, if you say things about Islam that the left doesn't like or apologists don't like, one of the things to be afraid of is you will be called a racist, hater, bigot, Islamophobe. You'll be condemned, insulted, and fired or removed from your social circle. So our leaders maintain a professional ignorance about Islam. That means that you as an individual must educate yourself about Islam, because you can't wait on your leaders because they're too afraid to do anything. Thank you.